Life isn't fair, is it? Yes, we want it to be fair. We want it to be fair so bad that we would rather pretend as if it is fair, but it isn't. And it will never be fair. And because of that, this will always be a hell room. Fairness is important. Fairness is important because there won't be unnecessary suffering in a world where there's fairness. So if life itself isn't fair, of course there's going to be unnecessary suffering. Of course there will be people who will suffer even if they've done nothing wrong, because life is not fair. Of course there will be people who will work very hard and still not succeed because life is not fair. There will be people who won't work at all who will still succeed because life is not fair. There will be people who will be given things that other people have to work really hard for because life is not fair. There will be people who will be treated very well by life because life is not fair. And there will be people who will be treated very badly by life because life is not fair. Life being unfair is like if you went to a store and try to buy something. You gave the store owner money. Like, yeah, I want to buy that. And the store owner said nothing. They took your money and said nothing. And you're like, okay, what's going on? And they said nothing. You're like, what? And then you see the store owner giving the same thing that you were buying with your money to someone else for free. And you're like, what's going on? Why am I not getting what I paid for? Why am I getting nothing even though I paid money? And why is that person getting what I paid for even though they didn't pay money? That's life. It's so damn unfair. And we all know that. Some people have been treated so poorly by life that they just won't recover. We can say what we want to say about them. They just won't recover. If you experience life the way that they've experienced life, you wouldn't recover. It's just that you're selfish. You want to judge people. You know, all perspectives matter. All perspectives are important. All perspectives should be taken seriously. Especially the perspectives that you feel shouldn't be taken seriously. You want to know why? Because the people who hold the perspectives that you don't take seriously are the people who suffered the most in life because we have been programmed to not take them seriously, right? See, in a world where, everything is wrong, where things are unfair, of course, the perspectives that we don't take seriously are usually the perspectives that actually expose that world. You know that? I mean, that world wouldn't allow us to really expose it, would it? You have to understand that people do not choose what perspectives to have. It's just that you're selfish. Like, as a human, you're so damn selfish, it sucks. Like, it sucks. That's why I tell you that there are no good people here. There are no bad people, there are no good people. And that's really important to understand. Here's what I'm trying to show you. It's really, really important. Listen, no one chose to be here. No one chose to view life the way that they view life. You understand that? No one chose to look the way that they look. You understand that? No one chose to feel the way that they feel. You understand that? So, here's a person telling you exactly how they feel. And you kind of hate them for that. Or you like, oh no, you gotta have a positive mindset. Or you gotta have this kind of mindset. Like, hold up. You do understand that they didn't choose to have that mindset. It's life that chose for them to have that mindset because of how it was to them. That would be like if I'm in a relationship with someone and I treat them poorly and they don't think I'm a nice person. And then someone says, "Oh, well, you gotta have a you gotta like have a positive opinion about them." Each and every person is experiencing life the way that they're experiencing life. If there are people who are saying this is hell, it means that it has been to them. You don't know what it's like to be them. You don't know how they feel inside. You don't know how hard they tried. Some people are broken, they're in the street, have nothing. You don't know how hard they tried. Maybe some people were never loved by life. Who knows? So they don't get any favors. Life is just harsh. It would be like if you grew up in a family where maybe your parents didn't like you. They were treating you badly and you were doing nothing wrong. For real. In fact, not only were you not doing anything wrong, you were doing everything right, but they didn't like you. You clean the yard, clean the rooms, cook. But they kept on abusing you. And you didn't understand why. You're like, what's going on? And you had a sibling. And they were being treated nicely and they were spoiled. They did nothing. They always were breaking the rules. You weren't breaking the rules, but you weren't being treated nicely. Life is exactly like that. You do understand that there are people who are being treated very poorly by life, even though they are doing almost everything right. And there are people who are being treated so well by life, even though they are doing almost everything wrong. We've said this before on this channel, like we've spoken about this before on this channel, that it seems as if this world rewards bad behavior. You see a lot of people who are really being bad, being rewarded, and people who are being good, being taken advantage of. Not only being taken advantage of, just suffering. It's almost as if the universe itself is against them. So it's not just other people, it's the universe itself. Like, it doesn't like them for some reason. Ask yourself why. When I tell you that this is a hell realm, I'm not really looking at what you're looking at, because some people will be like, yeah, but look, man, you live in South Africa, there's no war in South Africa, you know what I mean? There ain't that many homeless people in South Africa. People got food, people live in their own homes, they got family. I'm not really looking at that. Like, I'm looking at something that you're not looking at, and that is really important. It's just that you're so used to this world that it feels like this is how things should be. You're used to this nonsense. If you were in a world that was much worse than this, you'd be used to it. If you were in a world where we weren't unaliving animals, we were unaliving one another in order to survive, maybe your race was powerful, more powerful than other races, so you were unaliving other races in order to survive. Like, that would seem right to you. You wouldn't see that you're in a hell room because you're so damn used to it. So to truly see the world for what it is, you have to be so conscious that you are capable of imagining a world that is better. You have to be so conscious that you are able to see things from different perspectives. You have to be so conscious that you are able to realize what is right and what is wrong, even without any person telling you. Like, that is also very important, because some people don't know what is right and what is wrong. It's actually strange, but they don't. Some people think that what is right is what feels right, and what is wrong is what feels wrong. No. There are things that you think are wrong because because of how you feel, but that are not wrong. You've been programmed to feel like those things are wrong. Like, when I was growing up, I used to wear a cap, and the reason why I would wear a cap is because my eyes are very sensitive to light, right? So even when I'm in my room, I would, like, if if the light is on, I'll be wearing a cap. Even if I'm in my in a dining room, for example, like I live like in a village, they don't believe that you must wear a cap in a room. They believe that is just disrespectful. They believe that is wrong, and you'll explain to them that, hey, I have this problem, and they will not understand. So my granddad used to feel like that is wrong, and I'm very disrespectful. Like, he used to hate me for that. But is it? No, it isn't. But he feels like it is. And there are things that are really wrong that we don't feel like are wrong because of how we've been programmed. Slavery. Do you understand that there are people who felt like slavery wasn't wrong? Like, they were able to actually justify that slavery to themselves. So to realize that you are in a hell realm, you must be able to recognize what is right on your own, recognize what is wrong on your own, without having to be brainwashed, without having to be taught by anyone. You just have to observe the world, observe how things work, and realize what is right and what is wrong. It's not subjective, right? People say morality is subjective. No, it's not even subjective. It's subjective in this sense, but when you look at everything, you realize that it's not actually subjective. So it's subjective in this sense. If you are very unconscious, there are things that you feel like are wrong that are not wrong. There are things that you feel like are right that are not right, because you are still unconscious. So you can say it's subjective in that sense, but it's not subjective, because as you become more conscious, you realize what is right and what is wrong. Like, we will all reach the same conclusion, right? So it's not subjective in that sense. It means truth does exist. It's like if you said truth is subjective. No, it's not subjective. Truth does exist, but we are operating at different levels of consciousness. So it's possible that you look at something and you feel like you are seeing everything about it, and another person looks at it and see more than what you're able to see about it, right? Because you're not operating at the same level of consciousness. So your truth won't be their truth, but that will mean that the real truth doesn't exist, you see? So morality is not subjective. It's only subjective because we are operating at different levels of consciousness, meaning that we are not able to see things as they really are, because we are not operating at the same level of consciousness as people. There are some people who are more conscious than others. All right. You must be able to put yourself in other people's shoes in order to realize that we are in a hell realm. Go to hospitals. See how people are suffering. Ask them what happened to them. You'd realize how unfair life is, right? Ask them what happened to them. You realize that the people who are suffering, they're not suffering because they've done something wrong. If you can, interview people who are in jail. You'll realize how unfair this is. Ask them how they grew up. Ask them how they feel, how they view life. Ask them why they did what they did. And some of them are innocent. This is not fair. And that's what makes it a hell realm. It's abuse, right? You have to understand that unfairness is abuse. It's like I gave you the example of growing up in a household where you're not loved. So it doesn't matter what you do, you are not loved in that household. Of course, you're not going to view your parents, your siblings, the same way that the child that's loved in that household is going to view them, right? Are you wrong? Do you have a negative outlook on life? Are you a negative person? Or you are only seeing things as they really are for you? And you might say, it means it's not really bad, it's neutral because, look, the other child is being treated well. Like, no, you don't think, you're selfish. I'm not going to lie to you. If you think we're not in a hell realm, you're just selfish. It's not that you're strong. I've communicated with a lot of people, they're not strong. Some people have survived hell, bro. Growing up, I used to think I was weak until I realized that I'm, like, when it comes to things that actually require, like, strength, I'm stronger than everyone. When it comes to things that require resilience, I'm more resilient than everyone. Like, when we're being tested, I'm more resilient, I'm stronger, I'm more right than everyone. That this is not me being weak, this is me being real. This is actually the best way you can view life, because I'm stronger than everyone if you test me. No, I don't. I don't mean I'm stronger than everyone, but I mean, in situations that I've realized that a lot of people are not as strong as they seem. Right, when they're really being tested, when I find myself in the same situation that they are in, and that is not easy, I hear them squeal, and I don't squeal, right? I'll still be strong. When I'm in a situation that really needs courage, I'm usually the most courageous person. Like, people are not as strong as they seem. You'd think that people who think that this is why having a positive experience are just strong and are able to take it. No. It's not even that. It's that this is not fair, right? It's not like an MMA match where it really matters how strong you are, how well you've trained, how well you've studied the other fighter, how well you studied your opponent. No, life isn't like that. It's not fair, right? I love watching MMA because it is fair. You have to fight at your weight class. You have to, they test if you have not taken some substance that can enhance your performance. It doesn't matter who the people love the most. Conor McGregor could fight. See who's the most hated fighter in the UFC. Colby Covington. If Colby is a better fighter than Conor McGregor, he's going to win. It doesn't matter who the people are rooting for, but in this realm, it does. It doesn't matter how right you are. It doesn't matter how strong you are. It doesn't matter how perfect you are. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how fair you are. If people don't love you, they don't love you. You understand? That's why I gave you this example that it's like if you went to a store and bought something. Let's just say you bought water. Like, hey, how much is water? And they say it's 10 rand. You give them 10 rand and they don't give you the water, and you're like, what's going on? And they just look at you and give someone else water, and you're like, but they didn't pay. I paid. And you're not, the pain that you feel, bruh, the pain that you feel. And life is treating us like that every day. You can work very hard for something and don't get it. And then someone doesn't work hard for it and they get it. And you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? It's not fair. And because of that, it's a hell room. Because there will be people who will really be unhappy, who will really be desperate, who won't even know what to do anymore because they've done things right but still got bad results. So they're like, okay, what the heck? That is why when you go online, a lot of people are talking about, hey, I don't want to be a good person anymore. I don't want to be kind. I don't want to be nice to people. I don't want to be this and that. Because originally they felt like if they are being good, they shouldn't get bad results. Because, well, that is what is right. You see, in a world that is good, you're supposed to be punished for being bad, so that you're not spoiled. You're not going to continue to be bad. If this world was rewarding us for being good, all of us would be trying to be good. You understand? All of us will be trying to be good. We'll be like, oh shit, being a good person is what works. The same way, like for an example, like the world doesn't, like if you're gonna strip naked and walk in the street, the world is not gonna reward you for that. So it's rare to find a person naked in the street unless they're crazy. So if we punished bad behavior for real as a society, if someone behaved badly and we just didn't like them for behaving badly, like for real, we just didn't like them, trust me, we will all try to be good people. But if being a good person leads to more suffering than being bad, you're like, why should I be a good person? I mean, this room itself is upside down. Why? Will I not be an idiot if I'm going to be good in a world that doesn't reward good behavior? I mean, it's all rigged. So what should I do? I'm here. I got to survive. That makes it a hell room. So by design, it's a hell room. I've communicated with a lot of people who think it's not a hell room, and I've realized that they just don't see things as clearly as they should. The real problem is that they don't see things as clearly as they should. It's not like they're just they're strong and all or anything like that. They just don't see things as clearly as they should. Like that's the real problem. And I've had this problem my whole life about, like when I was when I would look at any situation, I'd find out that people don't see things as they are. So I'll tell them what the real truth is, and they will not be able to see that what I'm telling them is the truth until it's too late. And it actually does suck. To be honest with you, it actually does suck. It's like, I remember 2015, 2016, I would tell people who believe in this other prophet, that no, these niggas ain't real. They're lying to people, all that. Like I'll try to show them proof, and these people didn't listen, my nigga. Like they didn't listen. And then these people got exposed in the end, and these same people come and tell me that, oh yeah, that person is not real, and I'll be like I actually felt like saying F the universe, because I hate it. Don't come back to me and tell me that I was right. I know that I'm right. It's not that I have any doubt in my mind that I'm right. The way that I think is actually the right way to think. So I know that I'm right. Don't come and tell me that I was right. I actually hate that, because it feels like you're a child, right? Like you're a baby How were you not able to see that what I was telling you was the truth all along? How was that even possible? How is it that I was able to see that what I was telling you was the truth and you weren't able to see that even though it was obvious? But that's how it feels like. It's like, yeah, I know everyone will, if they reach, a very high level of consciousness, they'll be able to see that, yeah, we are really in a messed up realm. You have to understand this about people, and this sucks. The average person cannot operate outside their programming. And the people who have programmed them are the people who have power in this realm, who don't care about the truth. Listen, in a world that's built on unfairness, the people who are benefiting don't give a shit about the truth. I want you all to get that. If you live in a world that's built on corruption, those who are winning, they don't care about the truth. Don't be like, yeah, I want to expose corruption. No, they're benefiting. In fact, they're thriving because the world is corrupt. You understand that? So if the people who are thriving in a hell realm know that, yeah, the whole thing is unfair, they're not going to tell those who are not thriving that it's unfair. I know a lot of people hate Tekashi 69, but I actually think the guy is actually smart, and I really like the fact that he's on top and he's kind of like winning. I remember in this other interview, he was saying something very important. He was telling like the young artists that the whole thing is rigged. He was telling them that, hey, look, I'm on top. All right. Every time I drop something, it's number one. How do you think that happens? Do you think I'm just more talented than you? Like I'm better than you? Do you understand that there are many artists that are like 10 times better than me? I'm nothing. I'm not special. It's rigged. Like he's on top and he's actually telling the truth. That biggest record labels are working with these social media platforms, bro. That they're using their resources to push their artists. It's not fair. You have nothing. You have no one. You just make music and put it online. You think it's just gonna trend like that? Like that's just why that happens. I mean, it's rare. Like that can happen, but it's rare. Because not that many artists are special, and also it's not that easy to come up with a song that everyone is just gonna like. A song that everyone's gonna be like, wow, this, you know what I mean? It can happen a few times a year, but it's rare, you know. Like an artist comes out of nowhere and they just blow up. You know, they have that song that's just perfect, that everyone just likes, and they just blow up. But it doesn't really work that way. But what you must understand is that the people who run these big record labels, the people who run these music platforms, they're not gonna come out and say, yeah, that's what's actually happening. You know, they buy streams, they do this and that. They're not gonna come out and say that. Why? Because they're the ones who are winning when that happens. So it's the people who are at the bottom who will come out and say that. So I actually respect Tekashi for being open and honest about how it works while he was at the top, right? While he wasn't losing. You know, he's the biggest snitch in the game. He's the biggest snitch in the game. When I say he's the biggest snitch in the game, like I'm reminded of this video that I watched on Instagram that like really made me laugh. So I think this guy is young, maybe he's 19 or 20. He got involved in a crime, like his friends maybe like committed a crime. I think they unalived some people. And his mother said, you know what, you gotta tell them the truth and they're gonna let you out. He didn't want to tell the cops the truth the first time, but his mother forced him and he told him the truth. And then they told her that he was gonna get arrested because he was part of the whole thing. So he started crying, and he was like, but what was the point of snitching? What's the point of snitching? I'm still gonna get it. Like, it was funny. If you watch that clip, you actually laugh. Like, it's so funny. The way that he said, "What's the point of snitching?" So at least Tekashi won by snitching. He got out of prison, and his fans didn't stop fucking with him. The music industry might have stopped fucking with him, but his fans didn't stop fucking with him. People might act like him snitching was actually a bad thing. It means he's not a gangster or whatever. Like, no, man. He actually made the right decision. I mean, he will be in prison now. Will the respect that the gangsters will be giving him be worth it? I remember he gave this example, right? Yeah, I'll be in prison and someone will be having sex with my baby mama because, it's not like she's going to wait for him. And I think one of his homies had sex with his baby mama. Happens a lot. Like, it happened to XXXTentacion. It wasn't his baby mama, it was his girlfriend. He really loved his girlfriend. Like that chick that he was in a toxic relationship with. He loved her and she had sex with his friend while he was in prison. You understand what that can do to you? Niggas analyze themselves in prison when stuff like that happens. You're in prison, you hear that your wife had sex with your friend, and it usually happens like that, It usually happens like that. But and yeah, that's also what's making this hellish. But yeah, what must be understood is that we have been programmed by the people who are winning in a world full of corruption, meaning that they are corrupt. So they're not going to tell us that they are winning because they are corrupt, because they want to look like they are good people. You understand that? It's only after they get exposed that you're like, oh shit. So I used to admire this person, and turns out they didn't win because they worked very hard. They didn't win because they were good. They didn't win because they were blessed by God. Because you think people who win are blessed by God. Hey, I'm blessed, I'm this and that, and God is good, whatever. No. They win because we live in a world where corrupt people win. So people believe that this is fair, right? Because they were programmed by those who want them to believe that. Right? The average person doesn't look at the world and be like, okay, what the heck is going on here? No, the average person looks at the world and be like, tell me what's going on here. I don't think you get what I'm saying. I'm saying the average person looks at the world and not make anything of it, and then ask or wait for people that they trust to tell them what is actually going on. These are the type of people that you find yourself debating with every day. They don't think for themselves at all. You look at the world and you're like, what the heck is going on here? And you actually try to figure out what is actually going on your own. While they look at the world and be like, what's going on? And be like, and ask people what's going on. Or wait for people to tell them what's going on. So, of course, we're not going to view things the same way. They view things the way that they were programmed to view things by those who are on top. You view things the way that you should view things as a person who's not on top. Because it matters how things actually work. So that must be understood. You are in a hell realm. So, if you are in a hell realm, What do you do, man? What do you actually do? You try to figure out how things really work. What I can tell you is this: even though this world seems solid, right? Even though this world seems real like that, it's made up of the same things that dreams are made of. Whatever dreams are made of, this is what this thing is made out of. It's made of the same substance that dreams are made out of. That's what you must get. And in your dream, if you truly want to be in control, you mustn't be affected by what happens so much that you start to feel, right? So for an example, if in your dream you see a monster, if you're not going to be afraid, that monster won't do anything to you. It's like you being afraid is you giving that monster power. If something bad happens and it doesn't hurt you, well, it just don't. It just won't. It's not like you're not giving it power. So that means that's how it works in this reality too. But you gotta stop giving your energy to this matrix when bad things happen, even when good things happen, really. And let me tell you why. Sometimes the matrix can make good things happen so that you give it energy, and it will use the same energy to make bad things happen. So you kind of like have to be a stoic. Yes, it will be much better to reward this matrix for giving you good experiences and not reward it at all for giving you bad experiences. Like that would be better. But I'm suggesting that if you can teach yourself to not give it your energy at all, whether it's treating you good or bad, you just don't give it energy, you will actually be starving it. Like that's actually the best way to live life, is to be a stoic. You just observe, be like, I'm unaffected by nothing, because why should you be affected? I've seen this happen a lot, like when this dream will give you something good, and then you get super excited, and then something bad happens. You're like, what? Like that wasn't supposed to happen. Like it'll even get to a point where I would even expect something bad to happen after something good has happened, like something really good, like something like really, really, really good, something that I wouldn't expect. Like if I got signed to a record label, I believe that if something like that happens, I would lose something. Maybe I would lose my mother, my sister, or someone very close to me. Like I would lose someone, like something, like I would have to lose to gain something. Like it's how it works. So that's why I'm saying, don't be excited. Like even when something great happens, don't be. Just chill. Don't give this matrix your energy, because it does rely on your energy. We don't live in a world that is actually solid. Even though it may seem that way, that we live in a world that is solid, it's not. I've had dreams that I swear were real. Even after waking up from these dreams, I was like, okay, I remember these dreams more than I remember how yesterday was. Like when I think of the people that I interacted with yesterday, the food that I ate, that feels more like it happened in a dream. The dream felt like it was real. Like it feels more real than what happened yesterday. I've had those kind of dreams. Like, damn. If consciousness can do that, you can't tell me it's not doing that right now. Why will it have to go through the trouble of like really creating an actual world that is actually physical, instead of creating a world out of imagination? Because there is no difference. So I'm saying to you that if in your dreams it matters how you feel, then in this reality it also matters how you feel. So it's better that you're a stoic. So you watch things happen and you don't allow yourself to be affected. You do not tell yourself that, yeah, bad things have happened because I'm nothing, I'm nothing, I'm weak, I'm not strong, that is why bad things have happened. Look at it and be like, okay, it's just the matrix trying to fuck with me. Oh, I failed. Yeah, I failed because I don't study hard. I failed because other students are just better. Maybe there's something wrong with, no. I failed because the matrix wanted me to fail. I'm gonna do what I need to do. Like, be that way. Don't give this back. Don't justify your failures. Let me put it that way. So some people win even if they've never really tried hard, right? You could say, hey, I have nothing, still live with my parents because of this. No, don't. This is what the matrix wanted. Why are some people very successful even if they've not tried hard? Why did life favor some people and it didn't favor you? There are people who have made mistakes that are worse than the mistakes that you've made, and they still found themselves in better situations than you. They keep on making mistakes and they still find themselves in better situations than you. So why are you suffering? It's what the matrix wanted. So what I'm saying to you is, stop giving this matrix your energy. Stop justifying your failures. Stop coming up with background stories. Chill. And just watch the world be what it is. Control your emotions. Control how you feel. You control your emotions and how you feel when you don't allow yourself to think deeply about the things that you don't prefer. You just be like, it is what it is, man. Let me just focus on something else, or let me just chill, or let me just sleep. Because what can you do? When you really think about it, what can you do? Because in this reality, it doesn't really matter what you do. If this matrix wants to punish you, it will punish you. Like, you can say, okay, let me be a bad person because this world rewards bad behavior. And then, well, more bad things happen. You're not even used to being bad, so more bad things happen. You don't know how to be bad. This reminds me of like a post I read on Facebook some few years back. Someone said, I want to start scheming people, but I'm afraid that God will make an example out of me. Right? Because, they see people scamming other people and making a lot of money. It's like, yeah, man, I got to start scamming people, but I'm afraid that God will make an example out of me. So I'll start scamming people this week, and then I get arrested while they've been scamming people for years. It's how it is in this reality. So you can decide that, hey, I want to be a bad person, and then you face the consequences of being, like, you'll be made an example out of. Not even, you don't really face, I wouldn't say you will be facing the consequences of being bad. You will just be the one that is made an example out of, basically, just to make other people afraid of being bad. Not that being bad doesn't work. So really, the only power that you have is power to control your emotions. Like, that's the real power. That's your superpower. Don't be giving out energy freely like that. You don't have to feel anything, to be honest with you. And some people can say, oh, so am I saying that a human being should be a robot? No, I'm saying this matrix is doing whatever it can to torture you and get energy from you. So you must just not give it, because it's not like it's just doing that for a good reason. You get what I'm saying? It's like if you were dating a very toxic person who liked to see you angry, and they kept on trying to, make you angry. They knew which button to press to make you feel angry, and they rejoiced whenever they saw you angry. If a person told you that, hey, you gotta stop reacting, they're not telling you that you must be a robot. They're actually telling you that this person is just trying to play with your emotions and all that. So don't give them your energy. Obviously, that's what is happening in this realm. That's why weird things keep on happening. You can see that it was designed to be a lush farm for real. You know, someone likes it when we're being, when you are angry, when you are sad, when you are in love, when your heart is broken, when you're too excited, when you're too sad, too depressed, and all that. So you gotta be a stoic. Watch things happen and be like, it is what it is. Because it is what it is. You're not in control. You never were in control. You can't even blame yourself for anything. You can make mistakes and not even understand how you made those mistakes. You're like, damn, why did I not think of a better idea? Why did I not think of doing things a bit differently? Why did I totally forget that? Why did I not remember what I needed to remember at the time that I needed to remember it? Because you're not in control. But you can be in control of your emotions. Maybe that's all that you need to do, is control your emotions. Don't you feel like things become a bit better when you control your emotions? I used to get mad at myself for being, like, if I got angry, I would be mad at myself for being angry because I would feel like I lost something. And I know everyone can, like, feel this way. Like, if you've, like, experienced real anger, you feel weak, right? Like your body, it's like you've released a lot of energy. You feel weak. You feel like you lost a lot of energy. So I'll be mad at myself if I got, like, really angry, because I would feel like I lost something. That's why you gotta protect your energy. Your energy is important. I think this is the same energy that is being used to create negative experiences for you, so that you keep on giving out more energy. That is why I'm saying protect your energy. Don't allow yourself to feel what the matrix wants you to feel. It's much better. Things are much better when you don't allow yourself to get too excited. You don't release a lot of energy. Even in movies, like, movies tell you that. Like, in many movies that I've watched, when a person gets too excited, something bad happens. Like, you can predict that something bad is gonna happen. You find that the person is celebrating like they're crazy. Yeah, oh shit, something's about to happen. They get hit by a car, or they get shot out of nowhere. They don't even show you the person that's shooting them. They just get shot. You're like, yeah. So that's how it works. Don't get too excited. No matter what happens, you can win the lottery. Don't fucking celebrate. Chill. It can't be a setup. The Matrix knows, okay? If this person wins the lottery, they're gonna release a lot of energy, and that's the same energy that will be used to, bring your spirit down. So learn to protect your energy. It's cold. It's actually cold. Monsters in your way won't suffice again. Be still, mature. Wash away the pain, and all these future kings fall off the air. Hold me by your name. Hold me till the end. Protect your energy, man. Otherwise, this matrix is gonna keep playing with you. First, you must realize that this is a hell realm, so that you will understand why you should protect your energy. Because some people might just think, no, it's not a hell realm. Why should I allow myself to feel and all that? Well, it's a hell realm, so the emotions that you feel, you know what it's like. It's like if the Christian vision of hell existed, and there was a way for you to not feel the torture, right? If you believe that allowing yourself to suffer, that's a good thing, then you just allow yourself to suffer. But if you realize that no, that's not a good thing, you're actually being tortured, so you mustn't allow yourself to suffer, then you wouldn't. So it's kind of like that. Don't allow this matrix to play with you. It's not fair. It's not a fair game. We do try to make it fair as people. We do want life to be fair. We do want life to make sense. We do want life to be something that we can justify, but we can't. It doesn't make sense. Like, nature is cruel. You see, some people who think that I'm a negative person, they don't realize that I just speak the truth about everything, and the truth isn't what we prefer. It's just that we've lied to ourselves so much that we don't see the truth. Like, in any situation, the truth is bad. In any situation, the truth is actually bad. Like, there's never been a situation where the truth is actually good. Like, when you look at the whole truth, right? I can give you some crazy insights that will truly blow your mind. It's just that I'm working on a book, and I'm going to write these things on the book that I'm going to publish. And some things you just can't say on these platforms, right? But I want to show you something. I want to show you that the truth is always wicked. It's just that most humans are blind. That's why you mustn't follow anyone. You must be as honest as possible with yourself about what you're seeing when you look at the world. That's how you get to the truth. But if you keep on lying to yourself, or you try to view the world the way that other people seem to view the world, because you're trying to fit in, you're trying to survive, or you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe that what you're seeing is the truth, and of course you'll never be able to see the truth, because the people who control this world don't want you to see the truth, because the truth is wicked. So if you saw the truth, you wouldn't even look at them the same way. So there needs to be honesty. So when you're dealing with reality, there needs to be honesty. Most people fail to be honest with themselves. And I'm telling you, that's like being a coward. If you can't even be honest with yourself, you're a coward. How are you going to be honest with other people? So if most people are not honest with themselves, that means they can't be honest with other people. So that means that we are living a lie as a collective. So that's why you can't be following other people. You've got to figure out what is true and be as real as possible. Because when you are as real as possible, you see more truth. Right? When you're as real as possible, you see more truth. That's another thing that people don't realize. Like I was having a conversation with someone, this person is in a relationship, and I can see that in that relationship they're not really loved like that. And I was like, my G, what I've realized is that when you lie to yourself, or let me put it this way, when you live a lie, you're not as real as possible. The world itself is gonna be fake. So you're in a relationship that you know you're not loved, but you're not really being honest with yourself. You're not being honest. You're not being real with your partner. If you are going to be real, your partner will also be real. See, the world is going to be real if you are real. So you realize, like, most people who have been in marriages where they were, they were not loved, and realized later when it was too late. These are people who are not honest with themselves. Like, they will see the signs, but they'll be like, it is what it is, Like, no. You've seen the signs all along, but you continued in that marriage until things became bad, until you had 3-4 children, and there's no going back now. So be real with the world, and it's gonna be real with you. If you realize that when you're honest with people, they tend to be honest themselves. I mean, they might get angry, but they're gonna be honest. They will say things to you that they've never said before when you're honest. Like, really honest about how you feel. They will. I used to have this problem with my ex, and I'll keep on telling her why. Like, I will keep on telling her why that was bad. So, if, let's say, bad things, like, there are things that keep on happening in a relationship that she doesn't like, and she wouldn't tell me. And then something that I don't like happens, and I tell her. You know what she will do? It was actually toxic, but she was kind of like it almost seemed like she didn't know. She didn't know how to tell me when I did something wrong at the time. So, okay, I'll do something wrong, and I'll be like, babes, I don't like what you did, and then she will tell me what I did. Like, on this date you did this, and I'll tell her that, hey, tell me when I do something wrong at the time that I did it. Because when you talk about what I did, when I'm telling you what I did, what you did, we're just gonna fight. Because we're not solving the problem. Now we're just telling each other what we did wrong. You know what I mean? So I'll keep on telling you, and it just happened more than 50 times. I'll be like, yeah, but why are you now telling me this? Like, how is this going to solve the problem? Because if it really was a big deal to you, you should have told me at the time when it was most relevant, so that we would solve it. We can't solve this problem while we are both angry. If I'm angry, and now you also making yourself angry by telling me about something that I did back then, how are we solving the problem? Now we're just telling each other how bad we are. It means, to solve a problem, it means one person has to be feeling normal, and the other person, they're the one who have a problem, so might not be feeling normal. But she would always tell me the truth when I tell her the truth. The world is kind of like that. When you are real, it will also be real. It will show you what it actually is. But if you're gonna be fake, the world is gonna be fake. And I guess that's why some people believe that it boils down to perspective. Like, it has to do with how you view the world and all that. Like, no. It doesn't. It's a hell realm, and that's what it was supposed to be. But it takes a lot to actually be able to see that. It's not easy. It's not something that it's obvious, but then it's not when we've not been conditioned to see that. So it's usually people who think outside the box who would actually be able to see that. Not people who lie to themselves or who allow others to lie to them. That doesn't help. So try to be a stoic. As a way to protect your energy, as a way to protect yourself from the hell room. Thank you, guys.